I, J.V. Nehal Sharma, Jayati Vidyapith Women's University, Department of Science and Technology, Faculty of Education and Technology. So our today's topic is data link layer of OSI model. Data link layer, what are the functions of data link layer, what are the design issues related to data link layer, and where exactly the data link layer stands in OSI model. So all these topics are studied in this lecture. So the first is here data link layering OSI model. So basically, in last lecture we studied about OSI model, and data link layer is the second layer, right? From the top, it is second layer. So data link layer is basically the open system. Uh, Data link layer is basically the uh, presentation layer, then data link layer comes. So basically from the bottom it is on second number, right? And model is a layered network framework that its three lower OSI layers are called network support layers, and data link layer is the second lowest layer, right? So the following diagram depicts the position of the data link layer where a transmission is done from a sending machine to a receiving machine, right? Here in the below diagram you can see here the data link layer stands, right? So it is between physical layer and the network layer. So it give and take the data or to say information to physical layer as well as the network layer, right? Because it is in the middle of the physical layer and the network. So functions of data link layer. So basically the responsibility of data link layer is to send the data from source to network by hope to hope, right? So dividing the stream of bits from physical layer into data frames whose size ranges from a few hundred to a few thousand bytes, right? बेसिकली फिजिकल लेयर का काम ही होता है डेटा को बिट्स में कन्वर्ट करना और फिर वो डेटा लिंक लेयर को देता है जहाँ पे उसकी फ्रेमिंग होती है, राइट? सो बेसिकली ये वहाँ से डेटा लेगा फिजिकल लेयर से, इसकी रेंज थाउजेंड्स में और 2000 बाइट्स में हो सकती है. सेकेंड इज डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिंग द फ्रेम टू द डिफरेंट सिस्टम. So by adding a header to a frame containing the address of sender and receiver, then in framing we add the two bits like head and the tail bit. So we add the header of the frame containing the address of sender and the receiver. Then regulating flow control so that fast sender doesn't draw a slow receiver. Basically, flow control is all about the data, right? Receiver have a capacity or not to receive that data. Basically, this is all about flow control and dealing with transmission errors, like with the error in data or to say missing data, right? And sending acknowledgement frame in reliable connections. If you don't have acknowledgement, there is no reliability that data is sent to the receiver. So, sending acknowledgement framing reliable connections. Retransmitting lost frame. If any frame is lost, then retransmit it, right? So this is in the flow control. Identifying duplicate frames and deleting them. If there are duplicate frames like sending repeatedly, then delete them. Okay. Controlling access to shared channel in case of broadcasting. Access control basically, right? And providing well-defined service interface to network layer above it, and also give the well-defined service interface to network layer. So data link layer is the second layer of the physical layer. Data link layer is responsible for maintaining the data link between two hosts or nodes. Before going through the data link issue, some of its sublayer. Basically, data link layer is divided into two parts. First is logical link control sublayer (LLC), and second is MAC, media access control sublayer. So in logical link control layer provide the logic of the data link. Basically, control the synchronization of the frames, flow control, error checking with the frames. All these are the functions of LLC. Error recovery, flow control, user addressing, these all are the functions of LLC of the data link layer. And the second one is MAC layer. MAC is media access control sublayer. So it is the second sublayer of the data link layer, and it controls the flow and multiplexing for transmission media. So transmission of data packet is controlled basically by this layer. And this layer is responsible for sending the data over the network interface card, which is NIC card, right? So to perform the control of access to the media, to perform the unique addressing to stations directly connected to LAN and detecting of errors. So basically in MAC we are doing here is access control first function. Second is the proper connectivity unique identification, that only one channel or one device is connecting over the channel over a period of time, particular period of time, right? And error detection. So all three are functions of MAC sublayer of the data link. And the data link layer is in between the physical layer and the network layer and convert the raw transmission facility provided by the physical layer to a reliable and error-free link. The main function and design issues of uh, this layer are providing services to the network layer, flow control, access control, error control, and framing. In framing, basically frame synchronization. So services to network layer in the OSI model, each layer uses the services of the layer below it and provides services to the layer above it. So you can see here services from the physical layer and then services to the network layer. The data link layer uses services offered by the physical layer. The primary function of this layer is to provide well-defined service interface to network layer. तो बेसिकली ये प्रिपेयर करता है डेटा नेटवर्क लेयर को भेजने के लिए ताकि नेटवर्क लेयर उसकी प्रॉपर डिलीवरी कर पाए ऑन द नेटवर्क, राइट? बिकॉज नेटवर्क लेयर का काम होता है नेटवर्किंग का, आईपी एंड व्हाट इज नेटवर्क इश्यूज, हैंडलिंग द नेटवर्क इश्यूज, राइट? So the type of services provided can be of three types: unacknowledged acknowledged connection oriented. So it is on the type of the data you transfer and the methodology you use, right? So here the first data link layer design issue is framing. So in framing, basically, what is framing? So in data link layer, data is transmitting in the form of frames, right? And frame, what is frame? Frame consists three parts: packet, packet convert into frame. So header, payload field, and the trailer, or to say tail part. So in header, it consists the sender and receiver address, right? And in tail, it's also the some other bits. Okay. So frame, header, payload field that contain data packet from network layer, and the trailers. So the source machine send data in form of blocks called frames to the destination machine, right? So these frames are what? The block of data, right? So these data blocks are called frames and that transmitted to destination. The starting and ending of each frame should be identified so that the frame can be recognized by the destination machine, right? So starting and the end is recognized by the receiver that it is the same frame the receiver expected or some other frame, right? So this is all about the framing. So in framing, it should be necessary that frames are synchronized and there is no duplicate frame or lost frames are there. So all these are function under the framing. Then second one is error control, and there are many different algorithms for framing which are we are studied in the next lecture. And for error control also there are like ARQ, go back and ARQs, sliding window protocols. So the error control is basically for error handling in data during data transmission. The issue caters with respect to error control, dealing with transmission error, send acknowledged frame, unreliable connection, retransmitting the lost frames, identifying the duplicate frame and delete them, controlling access to shared channel in case of broadcasting. So the error introduced during transmission from source to destination machine must be detected and at the and corrected at the destination machine so that there are no error in the frames than it receiving by the receiver. The next is flow control. So the data link layer regulate the flow control. Basically, flow is is all about the data flow and the capacity of the receiver. That receiver is capable or not to receive the data which the sender transmits. So when the sender sends frame at very high speed, a slow receiver may not be able to handle it. So there will be frame losses even if transmission is error free. So the two common approaches for the flow control are feedback-based flow control and rate-based flow control. So flow control is done to prevent the flow of data frame at receiver end, and the source machine must not send data frames at a faster rate than the capacity of the destination machine. Okay, so basically it identify the capacity of the receiver, right? So this is all about the flow control, and there are many different techniques in flow control also, like sliding window ARQ, and in error control there are CRC checksum method, and many other error detection methods like Hamming codes. They are working in this error control session. Okay, and the access control is the last problem, or to say issue with the issue or function of the data link layer. So basically, there are two layers uh, divided. There are two layers in data link layer. First is ILC and second is MAC. Okay, so MAC is also handled at this layer, and this refers to the method used to allocate network access to computers and prevent them for transmitting at the same time. Basically, it avoids the data collisions. If the same channel is shared by different devices at particular time, so it ensures that there is no data collisions are possible. So, common method include CSMA detection, okay, used by Ethernet networks, CSMA-CA used by AppleTalk network, and token passing used by the token ring and MPTI network. So, access control decide which device has control or access over a channel at a particular time. So, there are no conflicts and no collisions are possible during the data transmission. So, this is all about the data link layer and their issues and the functions and issues related to the data link layer. And in the next lectures, we discuss these issues like error control, flow control, taming, access control in detail, and also learn the techniques and methodologies. How how this error detection and correction work, taming synchronization work, flow control work, and access control work in real time. Okay, so that's all for this lecture. Thank you so much.